I think froze for a second there. Okay.
Right. What are the because I still had sound. What are the bad announcements here? What is going on?
Well, we're live. That's bad announcement number 1.
Oh no!
So welcome back to Demons of Aeminad, our weekly D&D session where a bunch of idiots try to survive a world infested by demons.
I have turned slightly tanned.
Yes, you have. That's not a bad announcement. What are you talking about? So, for the bad announcement, I'll throw it over to our master of announcements, Yella.
Lars is a vicious, vindictive, railroading, bullshit DM because he couldn't kill us on Tuesday, so he killed the other party on Friday. That's how petty he is. Just because he couldn't TPK us on Tuesday, he did it on the other campaign on Friday. So Lars, not cool, man. Not cool. You put at least 2 monsters against us with 150 plus HP, and we are level 5. We are level 5. Lars, not cool. Bad DM. You don't get to respond to that. I know you can.
I would like to eliminate the word railroading.
Okay. No, not railroading.
All the others completely agree with. Yes. Railroading, I have a problem with.
Okay, fine. You're not a railroading, but you're vicious, vindictive, petty.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're all the other bad qualities.
Yeah, definitely. 100% agree.
And you made me lose 11 bullshit points.
10, technically. You'll start with 1.
That's fine. Also, hey, you're level 5. You fight the general, you fight the Mind Flayer. All as well. It has an attack that's... How big was the room, Lars? 100 by 100 feet?
Like
the tentacle had 100 something feet reach. If it hit you, you were restrained, so it had...
No, you were grappled.
You were grappled, sorry. But it gained advantage on its brain eating.
No.
Chill.
It had to do a secondary tactical attack for that.
Yep.
And
I thought it auto-critted.
Nope.
But chill. In that case, well-balanced fight.
There were limitations on it. Also, you guys kind of fell into the encounter.
Yeah.
That might have had something to do with it.
Public safety announcement. If you have a rogue that's going like sneaking up front, make sure that that character has dark vision and does not fall in the traps and the pits.
Tends to be useful for a scout.
Yep.
To be able to see where they're going,
Yep. So that were my 2 announcements. Lars the bad DM and the public safety announcement.
So now Lars has even less confidence in himself.
Yes.
We have a very good announcement. For a while ago, I had something made. I will post it in the Discord, but maybe Lars can also show it on stream.
He can. He actually prepped it.
Yeah, because I gave it to you earlier in preparation. Wow. There it is! Boom! After the fight of Nox, we now have a gorgeous little picture of everyone.
Oh, damn.
Look at that. Everyone's standing there magnificently.
I'm sitting magnificently.
Yes. Yeah, not everyone's as big in the front or back because it's hard to put 5 characters in the front, so I have to discuss with the artist what to do. Because we had to, and there's a fuck ton of details in it, right? So you can see the rubble in the background, you can see the cheering people, you can even see a little bit of Nox still onto Shiloh as she kind of absorbed it to become a warlock as well.
Nice.
I love the emblem on the flag.
Yeah,
it's literally our emblem that I gave to her, and I was like, do something with it, please, because it looks like shit, but you probably can do something better with it than I can.
I dig it.
Yeah, it looks really good. It took a little longer than expected. It was supposed to take 3 weeks. It took a little longer due to unforeseen circumstances, but it's here and it's amazing. And we now have a little thing to maybe add to the screen on the top right or something. I don't know.
I like how I'm just chilling on a rock on the top left up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice.
Yee.
Very well put together.
I'm really happy how it came out. I'm gonna sure add that, like, print that off eventually and like hang it on my wall or some shit. I don't know.
That's pretty awesome, to be fair.
Nice. Cool.
That is my announcement. I
Cool.
don't often do announcements, so there it is.
Nice. Final announcement. I had a TPK. I have now tasted blood.
Oh no, not again, lad.
Oh, good thing we're on the run.
Yeah, definitely.
And on the run.
But I'm trying to appease our DM by building him a computer, so you know, it might work.
Just say that if he kills us, that
Are we-
we'll
are we-
build
are
his
we-
PC.
Are we
You can
playing
also
Munchkin all
read
of a
that.
sudden and you just play the bribe the DM card?
You can also
Yes.
read that as a veiled threat, by the way, Lars.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
I have sweets. They're
I'll-
only
I'll-
40 kilometers away.
I'll kill everybody except for Shiloh. Fine, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
I'll have another TPK minus 1 hit point.
Mhm.
I can hear Liam chuckling in the background. Anyway, with that in mind, I guess we're out of announcements.
Yep.
All right.
I think so.
Then, let's get back down to business. If I am not mistaken, because otherwise Yellow feels bad if I don't say that. I'm contractually obliged.
Ah,
Mhm.
You guys, in some way, shape, or form, teleported into Arianna's castle, snuck your way into the hiding place of a god's gift, stayed there for a while, found out a couple of the generals that are currently defending that fortress, then decided to sneak back out, got really, really close, and then were found, and you had to run for your fucking lives.
Yeah.
So, Raya, how
Seems
many hit
about
points
right.
do you have right now?
right now I'm surprisingly fine. I have 8 damage taken.
Holy shit.
Ooh.
That is
We healed up
surprising.
quite a bit. I mean,
That-
I did use all my potions. I had like 5 of them.
That,
So-
that,
And I
that-
gave him one as well, I think.
that is
Did I
surprisingly
heal
fun.
him?
All right. But you all were able to escape, some easier than others. Eagle Yellow.
Yes.
With, what was it, 2 intelligence?
Oh, yes.
And then you ran for your life and had Arianna come after you, but she didn't actually spot you, luckily enough.
Fucking
So
miracle.
you were able to fly out of her reach and get back to safety.
Woohoo. We
So-
did it.
With that in mind, as you're all sitting on the back of a Quetzalcoatlus,
Yep.
what's the plan, guys?
I think
No.
fly for as long that a jet can. Put as much distance between us as humanly possible against Arianna.
Dinosaur
bef-
beast possible, thank you.
Yeah, and then before you transform back, land.
Hmm.
So we don't crash out of the sky into the sand. That'd be nice.
Alvari, are you the timekeeper so that I know that the hour is up?
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Somebody
you.
somewhere.
Love you too, Jonas.
I feel like I'm missing something.
Remember the last time Lavakri had to keep track of
Find
something?
something.
Oh yeah. Fair
So you
enough.
all fall out of the sky.
We eat sand for breakfast.
59 minutes.
Cool. As you're like 3 minutes above the ground. So it's easy enough for you guys to like fly out for like an hour. Nothing seems to follow you immediately, at least anymore. So I guess the next question is, what are you doing after this?
We push through the night.
Do we?
I didn't get
Why?
a description of what the legendary item was that we have discovered is a possibility.
Shield of possibility.
Yeah.
It's a +1 shield, and you can
Yeah.
add 2 proficiencies.
Yes. I think Alfakri
which you
has that
can
one right
switch
now.
out daily.
I think at
Oh,
the
right,
moment
right.
Elvakri has it indeed, yeah.
And were we tracking another one already, or
Potentially,
more.
if that's what.
Give me 5 minutes.
Well,
I am
We
not
had a
loot
plan.
hungry at all. No,
No, clearly, very clearly.
There's
I
a
mean I
God's
have
gift.
one attunement slot left, so
there is a
Yeah.
possible tower in our way.
Yeah, there's a God's gift at 5 days of travel by foot, or approximately 3 days of travel by Quetzalcoatl. And it's on our way north, so it's also towards our own domain. So it's
follow up question. Why
Yes.
do we have a giant flying dinosaur?
polymorph.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, that
faster
answers
than
that.
walking on foot.
Yes.
That answers that.
And the God's gift that's closest to us while in Rome is something we need to go get for Pimenti because he wanted to lay eyes on it. So he wanted the core.
The core.
He wanted something that was there, which he described as a core.
Yes, so let's
So
go
it's
get.
not the god gift. It's
Just
let's-
as a
something else.
side note, I can't wait till I get greater steed, so I don't have to fly on the back of a giant lizard anymore. Fucking fantastic.
You can
The
always,
giant lizard is faster than your horse.
you
Yeah,
can
but
always fly in the claws of a
I'm
giant lizard.
I'm pretty sure I can bribe the DM into getting a hippogriff as a greater steed.
Pegasus.
Oh, please give me.
Oh, you've awoken something in Elvakri again.
Oh.
We still have a torment campaign where it is canon that Shiloh has a dragon, so you know
That's true.
I'm just asking for a hippogriff in this case.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, you may have the dragon, but it likes me better. Just saying.
True.
True, it hates my guts. That is
Yeah.
fucking true.
So with
Yeah.
traveling, are you traveling through the night? Because you were saying something about that.
Yeah, I'd say like we're in the middle of enemy terrain. Like, why don't we travel through the night?
That means
Yeah,
you
we
all
s-
get a level of exhaustion.
Is it
Yeah.
possible to sleep on the back of a Quetzalcoatl?
No.
No,
Not for the
it's only an
Quetzalcoatl.
hour.
And if we
Is it
We
possible
have
to
rope.
meditate on the back of a quest?
No, the Quetzalcoatl only remains for an hour.
It's my
so-
last hour.
Yeah.
just for
exactly.
an hour, and then we land, make camp. Early in the morning, we go back.
I'm trying to insert Stand By Me into this because we're talking about night, but I'm not managing to.
To you guys' call. If you go through the night, you all take one level of exhaustion guaranteed.
I
Like-
need my beauty sleep.
What does that do? What does that do again?
-1 to
Level?
everything, pretty much.
Oh yeah, because it works like that, right?
Because
it's
And
it's like,
Ryo needs his beauty sleep also.
Yeah, Ryo doesn't like to.
but we are this
Yeah, you
close
don't need it.
to Ariana's domain.
Fair.
She give up? Question mark.
No, she
Um,
went somewhere
she's going the wrong
else
direction.
because she couldn't track us. But if she's
I mean,
vindictive,
I think it
like
might be
our
better to
dungeon
like
master.
to try and use Leoman's tiny hut and just have people on
Ah,
guard
yeah.
instead.
That's fine.
That's also an idea.
Okay.
Okay, I will. Tiny hut.
Okay.
Tiny hut.
I'm assuming you're
Yeah.
like, because you are in a desert field, you are like,
Yes,
Tiny
making
tent.
it
you're
like camouflage.
camouflaging it. Yeah, I figured.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Tiny tipi.
Cool. All right.
Shit, he's rolling.
Of course I am. In short, pretty much, you guys land with the Quetzalcoatlus. I'm assuming you immediately like throw up the dome.
Mhm.
At which point, or maybe you can actually travel a little bit longer because you guys left pretty early on. So pretty much, let's say that you would get like 1 day of traveling, quote unquote, already, but on foot in theory because the Quetzalcoatlus isn't that long yet. But other than that, you call up the dome, sleep, people take their watches, but nothing seems to disturb your rest at this current point in time. So I will click the rest long button.
Rest button. Oh damn.
Thank fuck.
I figured I've punished you enough, and Yella has very unsubtly said that I've already punished him enough in the other campaign.
It's fine. That's fine.
He says it's fine, but is it?
There you go.
Yeah, it were our actions that had consequence.
Is it fine? Is it?
It's never
Okay.
fine if you play with me. Let's be honest about this. So,
That's true.
Lars,
Yo.
small thing.
Yep.
Yakarin should have sent the sending late last night.
yes, you are correct. In other words, you do get a sending of the wizard saying,
Fuck off.
"So, where the fuck are you guys? You people alive?
They're completely
Kicking?
fine.
Where are you?"
I waited
Santa, you
dramatic
dead, man.
12 seconds.
Okay.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
We actually did it. All survived. Like 15 miles north of the castle. On our way to the next adventure.
Shit went sideways. Somehow.
On our way to the next adventure. I love it.
Very casual.
We'll be there in 15 days. 12 days.
No, take 50 days.
You get like an immediate response. On to the next adventure? Are you people insane?
Yes, we are.
Only
He hears
obviously.
Yes.
Yes.
Ryu fucking yell into the distance.
Yes.
Possibly.
You know, it wasn't too bad actually. Like,
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, indeed for you.
Yeah,
Hey,
fucking
fuck
easy when
you
you're
need to
flying into the
shut up.
sunset. Fuck you, yeah, fuck
In the
you.
wrong direction.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was worse.
You had
for
the time
Ryan.
of your life.
yeah, it's
We are not
fine.
turning this into a musical.
No.
Oh god.
Didn't
Yeah, I
know.
would answer. Yeah. when
I
we
will see that as a challenge
be
as
in
well,
touch.
to be fair.
Yes, indeed. Musical episode
Oh.
next time.
Anyway,
Followed by a
Gonna
clip
sing
show.
everything. Everything.
Does anything
I am
need to
going
Arianna
to
was
get
my
out every
first
obscure
love.
reference I can.
does
Shadow is
anything need to
down
happen
again.
during or like before the long rest? Or forgetting otherwise?
No, not at all.
All right. Then
I don't know, do we have any hours of tattooing by any chance? Or is it just we're
No,
Oh,
so
you're
exhausted that we
sleeping.
just
You are
Yeah.
sleeping, buddy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
you.
Just onto the floor.
It will be funny that Ryu now and then
Like,
screams in his sleep.
Imagine that like the
Oh,
healing
stop it.
potions are literally like adrenaline, and like the moment that someone goes like, "I think we should rest here," you just immediately fall onto the floor, just like a little bit of sand goes up your nose. You don't even notice.
After like 30 seconds of laying down, I shoot up because I stopped breathing for a second because I was sand in my nose. I was like, oh, shit. Then I turn around and fall asleep.
Yep, something like that.
We
Oh.
let
Anyone got a plan?
Ryu sleep outside.
That gets us to the next day. So I think there was a idea from Jed to just Quetzalcoatlus this shit.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Which would mean technically, so you're going towards the tower then, right? Is
Yes.
that
When
at
in
the
Rome.
Tower of Badadoon. Wait.
When in Rome.
no.
No,
Dol-
Bad ideas.
at least Dol Guldur, come on, let's be honest.
Bring the hobbit to Isengard.
The Orphank, yeah.
Dol
So
was a
that
fortress,
means,
not a tower.
you know what, Jed, you roll me the first d20 because you're the Quetzalcoatlus.
Woohoo.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
It's a 10.
Quetzalcoatl.
Try
Is
to
that-
say that 10 times in a row.
It's a
Quetzalcoatlus.
10.
Saying that
It's a
five
10.
times.
It's a 10.
Babbling, bumbling, bad of baboon.
It's a
God
10, it's a 10.
damn it. 10. Nothing happens.
Of the boots.
Chill. At the end
This-
of the day,
Notice
we
how I
want to
didn't
send
say
a
it again.
sending towards Arianna.
Sorry.
Oh, fucker.
Wait,
This is-
will
this
you
is a
or
short
are you
one.
asking?
Wrong way, bitch.
I'm asking the party.
No.
Probably not a good idea, no.
Fuck it, we're gonna do it. Which day is it? Like the date itself.
The date
Tuesday.
itself, I literally just had it.
It's 22nd.
My camera's.
It's
Yeah.
the 7th of Dock.
Can we
Remember
Announce
the
this
6th?
day as
Yeah.
talk day? You know the day
Remember-
we escaped Arianna?
Let Jed say his piece.
I would send her. Let's all remember the 6th of the Hawk, like
Yeah.
the day you almost caught
Oh.
the Paragons of Aeminad.
The Pirates of Ireland.
Why are you?
You're
Why are you
saying it
doing this?
already.
God, why did I check my
Ah.
personal emails?
Fucking Jed Coates.
You've 7 words left if you want them.
Oh
Tried to
my
say
god,
that
I
3
come
times in a row.
Jet lag, have feeders.
home from work to find my personal email inbox, or home from holiday rather, to find in my personal email inbox the family tax. Yay!
Oh, nice. That's why you don't check your
Spaceship,
personal
yeah.
email ever. Jed, you get a response. Well, congratulations. You really think you're going to stay that lucky? Because let's all be
I
clear.
hope so.
This wasn't skill. This was pure fucking luck.
Nah, it was skill.
I'm fully fucking aware of that
I
shit.
have,
Don't
I have
worry.
It was
passports to
skill.
burn. Passports to
Just-
burn, Arianna. You are not winning this.
Chance,
Make it
stop
rain.
pissing off the demon.
Can you really
To
call
be
it
honest, we're
luck?
probably all doing a fair share of that.
And you really call
Him
it
most.
luck?
If all you do is win.
If all you do is win, you have 13 lives.
Once is lucky. Twice is lucky.
Fuck.
I need both words. Ash. 3 times the skill. That's fine.
Why are we
Greetings.
trash talking BBG?
It's fine.
Hugs and kisses.
Fine.
You
My
just get a
camera's
response.
Blurry as fuck, and I don't know why.
Did you just say you won 3 times? Buddy, you've barely won half a time.
Hey, what do we call
What?
Nox Alvarest? Your castle? Our god's
Must be.
gifts?
That's 3 times indeed.
Oh, both fine, brother.
It's fine.
Oh, and the battle between Arianna and
Yeah,
Morgan. 4
agree to
times.
disagree, I suppose. It's fine. Anyway,
Like, Arianna at this point is like the little kid who's just like, I let you win!
That's fine.
No, no, no.
You didn't win. I didn't play seriously.
My controller was unplugged.
Yeah.
at the end of the night, I would like to put like my 5th level spell slot in the Ring of Spell Storing for greater for polymorph.
Alright, cool. And then with that, you have 1 more day to go. So, Ryu, you're next on my screen. Roll me a d20.
And the tower or just on screen?
Just on screen.
Eat. 14.
14.
14.
14. How many times can you polymorph?
It depends.
Alright.
3 to 6 times.
3 to 6 times.
326 times. Damn.
Wow, damn.
That
9
would-
times then.
That would be impressive. Okay. Your other day of travel goes pretty smoothly as well.
Mhm.
Easily enough.
Nice.
I figured I'd lower the odds again, seeing as last time went so well.
It went really well.
Swimmingly.
Imagine if we just had such bad luck that we immediately fucking teleported back to her place
Exactly.
Oh my god.
after trash talking her. Imagine. I would just fucking be like, I'm just gonna fucking end it. If the luck is that bad, it's
Hey,
not.
for all you know, next time you maybe go to Mordred's castle, hey? You get to do this all
Yeah,
over
but we
again.
know he's not there right now, so we got a better chance.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, I'm gonna buy myself 2 BS points. What I think about it. Those are reminded.
What was I gonna do? Right. So, pretty much you'd have 1 more long rest, and then pretty much early on in the morning you would reach your destination. So that means
Woohoo.
you would now be the 8th of Doc. Wait, so I have 2 help Ryus and a help Jedediah. Okay, cool. I will
Yes.
put those points in. Give me a second.
That's alright.
Hey, Jed has a point now. Actually,
Did he put it in Intel if he needs it?
Yeah, stop pissing off the DM, please.
So, with that in mind, you guys have your last long rest, and then move on. It doesn't take you guys long. Pretty much, you like at the end of the day, you would already kind of like see the. Chet, did you actually put boring random encounter table in the chat again?
That's why I said,
really?
stop
You
pissing
want to
off
tempt me,
the
buddy?
DM, please.
You really want to tempt me right now?
Wasn't getting TPK'd once enough.
One TPK wasn't enough. This
It's
one has to die also.
It's all fine. It's all fine. Don't worry about it.
So we kick Jelle out of the group.
So 10 out of the 20 cases are now rocks fall, everybody dies. Pretty much like at the moment you guys like start the long rest, you'd already have like a very small vision of the tower itself, but then the moment that you actually leave towards it, I'm assuming you're doing that part on foot, Jed?
Yep.
I figured.
And at the end of last night, I could put, with my short rest, I can put Great Rinvis in the Ring of Spellstoring again.
Alright, cool. So as you walk up to this this tower, pretty much first sense you really get is this is a very, very old tower. Not necessarily in that it's like that it's damaged or whatever, but mostly in the fact that it is like old construction. This is something that you wouldn't really see in like a city like Relics or whatever, because it's just that old. But it is very undamaged, as if it is, and Jed and Ryu would probably be the first ones to pick up on this, as if it seems to have been built like from magical capabilities. The tower itself is about like 2 stories high, pretty much. 3 stories high. And, you know, just long, round tower. Just looks pretty fancy and elven and old.
Nice. Are there any runes or like inscriptions on the outside?
On the outside, no.
Good. Good.
Is there a door?
There is a door. Yes, there is a way to get in. Strangely enough.
Damn.
Good.
Can you believe it?
What are the odds? It's already trapped on the outside.
I'm sure as fuck not checking without. I'm not fucking knocking on that door.
Good.
Do you want me to check the traps first?
Yes. Can I do the same for magical traps?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe
Jed,
you
make
can try to
an Arcana, Sequita, make an investigation check.
God damn.
18 and
So
21.
sad.
It
So
is
sad.
very definitely not magically trapped. It is very definitely not non-magically
Okay.
trapped.
Woohoo.
That's all good, right? If you want to go through first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, while you're there, you might as well knock, right?
Fine. I knock on the door.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Shiloh after you.
Anyone home?
I mean, I'm the most ordered one, I
Ladies,
suppose.
fair hold
Yes,
first.
yes,
Ladies
yes,
first,
yes.
you know? I'm like
Might as well, okay.
old
Yeah,
school
yeah.
gentleman and all that.
As you open the door, you pretty much just come into this like pretty large, like kind of just you get like the feeling that this was sort of like the storage part. There's like a couple of old chests with like rotten food in it, not really anything that's really been cleaned up in the last couple of centuries, I guess. It's just mostly a storage room. That's really all that it is. However, it does have a set of stairs that goes upstairs. And then you see that in the center of the room, there's like this pretty giant hole that goes down deeper into the ground.
Huh.
How is the atmosphere like, Lars? Is it the same as outside?
Define atmosphere?
Humidity, warmth.
Oh, like that?
We're in a
Temperature.
desert, buddy.
It's pretty similar. Yeah.
It could be magically air conditioned.
It is not magically air conditioned, no.
I want to like pull like one copper piece from my bag and just drop it down the hole to see how
Okay.
Let me cast
far
light.
it goes.
5 gold to whoever fuck does a backflip off it. Anyone?
And
Nope.
you
I mean, I could do a backflip and land the other side. So
you like chuck the coin and it falls for a little bit, well, like a little bit, like falls for a second, and then and you do notice that it seems to be going like southward again, kind of as if it's like going off of like a relatively steep incline.
So it's not like a staircase, it's like an actual slide almost.
Yes.
does it go out?
That is worrying.
Not extremely, like, not like, I would say like 30-ish degrees, something like that.
That's still pretty
Steep.
harsh almost.
It's still pretty steep. I didn't say it wasn't, but you know, it's not like
It's not like in
you're
Alice in
able to
Wonderland.
walk up it. Let me put it like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's not like you have to climb. You'd be able to walk, but it would be, if you're not used to it, you'll have burning legs at the end of it.
How
I
about
shouldn't
we
have.
check the top floors first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is not very wheelchair accessible, not gonna lie.
You go up one floor.
Okay.
There's something weird. Because the moment you kind of like go through, there is all of a sudden this slight shift in atmosphere. And then it kind of goes back. It's almost as if you've just gone through some sort of barrier almost. And as you walk up, you go into the second floor, and as you look, you notice that the inside of this floor seems to be a lot larger than what it was downstairs. It seems like this part of the tower has been like magically enlarged, even though it doesn't look like that from the outside.
Is this a TARDIS?
It's bigger on the inside than the
What's a
outside.
TARDIS? And as a couple of you probably have just wet themselves, because as you walk into this room, you see like shelves upon shelves upon shelves of books.
And it's all hentai. Sorry.
I did say you wet yourself, so yeah.
Oh god, the different kind of wet though.
He did say.
Oh, God's sake.
Books.
Okay.
I pull out 3 random books. What kind of books are they?
You pull out, Jeff?
The beginning of that sentence was
I'm so sorry. I could not. No, I'm sorry.
same. I was like, wait, hold up.
Phrasing, mate. Phrasing.
I whip out a book.
Sure. You pick 3 books.
Yes. What kind of books are they?
We told you.
You pretty much like pick up one book. It is a book full of like songs and poems.
Throw it away.
Pick up a second book. Culinary activities. How to make the best pork.
Give it to Shiloh. She'll be able to do something with it.
You expect her to be able to cook?
It's like here, cannibalism.
I said pork.
Long pork.
No pork.
Pick up a third one. What is the subject that Jed would be very interested in?
Oh damn. The impact of economical structures on the waging of war in the 3rd century before the before the Great Severance.
Great Severance didn't happen here?
Before the Red Sky.
Okay. Find like an old book about economical shifts and whatever.
Oh damn. Nice. Okay. I could stay here for a while.
Economics for dummies.
They even have it in an Elvakri version.
Shots fired.
Economic shifts for 20 int my ass.
Oh, I love it.
For 20
In
ints in between
Celestials,
like
just can't
quotation
read it.
marks.
Yeah.
For 20 int people.
Anyhow, okay, nice. Cool.
But yeah, so you pretty much have like this long shelves and shelves of books, and you also once again have a set of stairs that goes up one more floor. By the way, I think I forgot to mention that.
Okay.
Wouldn't happen to be any books here about how to make your own wine, is there?
Calendar. Should be.
Make an investigation check.
Meanwhile, I'll put back the books that like
Jet
just-
tossed.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll just carefully
Probably a
put it
good
back.
idea.
Oh,
I see
8.
Sakura pout. Can
8.
I find a book for her?
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, we are more used to being in libraries than she is. So there it is.
I mean, I've only got like half a bottle of wine left.
27. Literally, like the book where Sekura stopped looking for a book about wine, you find a book about wine.
It's right here, buddy.
Oh,
You almost had it.
missed it by that much.
Yes. So I'm fine for staying here another hour, but we have a god gift to get.
Yeah, we might want to explore the place first, see if it's safe, and also maybe the person's just literally upstairs or downstairs, and we're just chilling here.
Are there any
Stash the
runes
book.
written on the wall?
Here, once again, nope.
Shit. Okay. It's fine.
Wow.
Writing on the wall.
Do we go another set of stairs? Another floor?
I was thinking of floating through the ceiling, but stairs are good.
Stairs will probably be the easiest option.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk up the set of stairs. Jed, ask me your question again.
Is there anything written on the wall?
Yes! Question is, can
Who
you
would have
read it?
guessed?
Jed, what languages do you speak?
Give me 10 minutes and I understand them all. But for now, I only speak Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Gnomish.
No.
Why the fuck do we almost have the exact same languages? What the fuck?
It's only
Are you pointing it
Elvakri
out?
that not at the same.
Yes. There are strange runes.
Yeah, pretty much. If you walk up to the top room, once again shrinks down, like you're not in an enlarged room anymore, but now you are in pretty much like the top room, which has like this little bit more of a rounder point to it, and you notice that there is a text written pretty much all the way over the wall, like circling back almost.
Is
Would
it?
I recognize the runes? Which language it is?
Give me a second so I can look that up. Because I don't know the scripts off the top of my head. God damn it. In the meantime, what do the rest of you guys speak in terms of languages?
I speak Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Primordial.
I speak Common, Brung, Quarry, Sylvan, and Vildalken.
No.
I can
Bless
speak
you.
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Infernal, Primordial, and Thieves' Cant.
There we go.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Fuck
Yeah.
you!
I
Sequila,
read Common and Infernal. What
how
is wrong
much
with all of you?
languages can you speak?
I speak 7. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3,
Jed,
5,
you
6,
do not
8,
recognize the language because the language, as Sekura points out once looking at it, is Celestial.
Celestial?
Celestial.
Yeah,
Fun.
Celestial.
Yeah.
It says Steve was here.
Nice.
Like 100 times in like a...
Yeah. And only once did he actually put the H in here.
Sekura, do you want to know what it says?
Yes, I would read it.
It is a pretty long text, just so you
Okay.
know. Pretty much it tells... I'm not going to literally...
I mean,
say
you
the
could
exact-
I was gonna say, you just send it to me. I could choose whether to tell them or not. Is that...
Yeah, I think it's interesting for the stream as well.
All right.
If
The
you
rest
don't
of
tell
you
me, I
don't
can't
metagame.
comprehend languages.
There you go.
Please.
The text itself.
I'll just read it aloud as I'm reading it then.
There you go. As you kind of like read through the text, it starts off with a basic description of Aeminad, but it's a description that you do not recognize. It talks about the days of a blue sky. It talks about people being able to live in harmony with each other, the different races and ancestries. This is a tale older than the years that there has been a red sky. It talks about how all of a sudden, however, there was an anomaly within the blue of the sky, and all of a sudden it started to turn colors. It talks about how bit by bit these anomalies started to become larger, how people started to notice them, how fear started to spread over the continent. It pretty much tells the story of how the red sky appeared for the first time and what happened, specifically how at a certain point in time the army of demons came. And there is a moment as you keep reading where I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Okay.
If you're close enough to Sequoia, you do have a bonus to it.
Oh, Shiloh.
To Shiloh.
Did indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, how much is that?
Plus 4, I think.
4? I think.
Shiloh, what's your
Mm.
charisma?
My current charisma bonus is still a +4, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the only non-item enhanced stat at this point.
Possibly.
27.
Should be
Okay.
fine.
You take
We're
10
all rolling
points of
Yeah.
psychic damage, which was halved, just so I know. As all of a sudden you start reading about a grand war that happened in the city of Olrevand. Not Olrevand, sorry, the other one. There's this other one.
Hang on, did you say I took damage?
Yes, 10
Yes,
points.
then
10 points of psychic damage.
10 points to Sequoia.
10.
It was halved, so. I am quickly. Oh no,
Technically, I
it's
could half it again if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
no, because it's not an attack.
It's just damage.
What was I thinking? Right. So as you're reading through this, it's Arasta, sorry, not Olrevand. You all of a sudden read about the attack on Arasta by a demon lord, and then it's once you read the name that you feel this spike going through your head. The name that it reads is Elementalis, Lord of the Four Elements. Demon Lord of the Four Elements.
Ooh, more demons.
An ancient demon lord that was originally responsible for the attack on Aeminad. And it goes on a little bit about how he reigned with terror because he was capable of controlling the four elements. And at a certain point in time, it talks about how he was even seen as the demon king at some point. However, after 1,000 years of battle, he was slain or defeated and slain, and his core was split into 4 pieces, one responsible for each one of the 4 elements, because that was the reason that he was difficult to defeat. His heart consisted of 4 hearts, one for each of the 4 elements that he controlled. And those 4 cores were split amongst 4 towers. And that's where it stops.
Does it say who killed him, or does it not mention in the story?
It does not.
Okay.
Could have at least given them some
I
credit.
think I
but okay.
know what Pimenti wants.
Lars, there's
Jed.
a problem.
Yes.
Indeed.
I only see 3 towers on your map.
Yep, also a problem indeed.
Is it actually?
That
Yes.
seems like a you problem, not a me problem.
Could
It's
you share the map again?
And if
Lars?
you're about to
Because
say
it's
that
not
it's
showing up for
wrong,
me.
it is not.
No. It's an us problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a communist problem.
Wait, so where are they located?
Our problem.
There, and there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
share the map again, Lars? If you
You can
please?
just click on it in images as well. It's the Aeminad
what-
world map.
I'm an odd world.
It's a world map. Okay.
Yeah, it's the world
Yeah.
map.
Okay, Sakura, you can read the rest of the text now.
Oh.
It's like, haha, good joke, buddy. Come on.
Where's the Come on, where's the punchline?
There were 3 towers, not 4.
And then, lol, JK.
Well, I guess we don't know where the last one is. I mean, if I would have to guess, it's either going to be
It's in the
completely up
crater.
north, or honestly, it could either be yes in the crater or even in relics.
Or it could be on the demon plate.
Yeah, it's like
But we are on the demon plane, right?
the plate.
Plate.
On
Where the
plate.
where the
Ah, yeah,
portals.
the thingy.
Yes.
The
Yes.
island in bumfuck nowhere.
And what was the name from the demon lord?
Elementalis.
Elementalis.
Elemental
easy
is
to remember.
demon lord or demon
Of the-
king of the 4 elements.
Where can we note that?
And do we really want the score?
We can take him, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's
Already
dead.
dead.
Yes.
See,
Hey, we did it already.
we have all the chances.
So you say, Lars.
But he's dead for
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Hey, you wanted a TPK.
Yeah.
Sakura, do you want me to cure wound?
Not salty at all. Wait, what?
Oh yeah. No, I'm fine. I've got my own stuff.
Yeah, but I have the apple.
I mean, sure, why not then?
It's fine.
I
I
just want to eat the golden apple.
yes, like
I'm not gonna eat it.
I cure wound Sakura for 7 points from the golden apple.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have 7 hit points.
Oh, I have more than 7.
You did.
Imagine.
I have over 10 times that.
No need to brag.
And I'm still
Right.
not full HP.
Well, we're gonna find out where the 4th tower is eventually, but today is not that day. So I guess I don't know. Do we just?
Move on.
Is there anything else in this room apart from just the giant text on the wall? Or
Nope.
That
Okay.
was just like a
There are
murder.
books or not?
Is there is there another upstairs?
Nope. This is the top floor.
Second floor, yeah. So we only have the downstairs thing, which is like a little slide.
What is
Mhm.
downstairs? The
The whole.
The hole.
So,
hole.
can we take an hour to see if there are any books on the 4 towers and elementalis and like the floor just below us?
You
Because we have
can.
a new library.
Sure. you
Can I
can.
investigate the floor below us?
Voilà.
That's the library. Yeah, sure. You guys
Okay.
can spend a little time in the library. Sure. Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm,
Good
not doing that.
idea.
I'm just going to read my book and make it wine.
Could
Okay.
you add
You have a
help
book of
me?
making wine?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, Jed found it for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So Alvakri and Jed, you two are looking for books on the 4 towers?
Yes.
Yes.
And I
And I'm-
want to look
well-
also for books about the dream plane.
Okay.
That's fine.
Apparently,
Yeah.
because books about alcoholism, aka wine, are a thing now, I'm going to look for books about how to be a better gambler. an option.
You know what? Sure. All 3 of you make an investigation check.
And I'm gonna up one as well because I also want to look for a certain amount of books, but I want to search for ways to like control electricity in a confined area and stuff more. Like basically more research that would be more interesting for my own research.
Yep, investigation.
I saw the 19 and then it rolled on.
Oh.
Can I search for that as well, or?
Spend
Yeah, sure.
Two
Go for it.
bullshit points.
Investigation.
And I'm going to guide myself with that.
Fine.
50.
Investigate. Oh wow, I'm really bad at investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But
Normally I
that's
have
a
good
19 plus
investigation.
a 4 for 23. Let's go. Big.
Okay. Shiloh, you look around, looking for a book on gambling for dummies. You find a book on gambling for dummies. However, it is so fucking complicated that your mind cannot comprehend.
For you.
Because, you know,
Thanks.
you rolled a 7.
And that's the children's version.
Exactly.
Isn't there a lucky number 7?
Yeah, it's called the 7th roll. Valkyrie,
He just has to roll another 6 times. Okay.
with a 15. Pretty much with a 15, you're like, you find the book that Jed's looking for. But Jed's already opened it and is already reading it. Because you rolled a 26. So we'll start with Jed. Jed. You don't actually have to look very long. It's almost as if the tower is even guiding you towards this book, as if it wants you to find the remaining information that was kind of missing. Pretty much the 4 towers were an ancient creation by, and now you need to give me a second because I need to look up my names.
Oh, I have the notes.
Don't use the word notes around me.
Notes.
I'm only up to episode 56.
Sequida.
What was the date again?
Don't you think this wine has some notes of lime?
Current date is the 8th of Dock. You find that the 4 towers were creations by an elven mage with the name Darstil Turen.
Still Turin.
Distilled Turin. So, sorry, wine. Sorry.
Wine.
There you go. An ancient kind of
Thank you.
weird combination of like artificer mage, sort of think aether but competent. Who spent a lot of time after the Day of the Red Sky trying to figure out ways to be able to protect his people. At a certain point in time, he was the one who also figured out that Elementalis had 4 cores in his body. And that every single time when one was struck down, the others would just have enough magical energy to recreate it. Therefore, the only way to destroy him was to take out all 4 cores at the same time. And after several hundreds of years, this worked. And actually, his wife, Ear Turin, was the one who was able to strike down Elementalis the first time. Because as they struck down Elementalis and the 4 cores fell to the floor, and the demon lord kind of crumbled to dust, everybody started celebrating, and nobody realized that the 4 cores kind of clicked back together, and Elementalis recreated himself from the dust, the water, the fire, and the air. So, a second battle was necessary. However, in this one, his wife was slain, and he had to defeat the creature or deal the final blow. This time, of course, learning from his past mistakes, he learned that he had to take the 4 different cores and kind of spread them out over the continent of Aeminad, or at least as far as possible from one another, and therefore he created the 4 towers, each of which held 1 core of Elementalis. You also find a small map where you notice that right now you are in the tower with the water core. The 2 towers that you can see on the map to the west is the earth core, to the east is the air core, and then you notice that he's actually drawn the map of Aeminad a little bit more to the south, and he's actually made a symbol that the fire core is in the middle of an ocean tower. So he built a tower in the ocean on like a small piece of land as to make sure that the fire core was surrounded by water and the water core was surrounded by a hotter climate.
I was about to say, kind of ironic that he, put the opposite elements there, yeah. Well then, So about that fourth tower, huh? Do we? I don't think we go back, right? Seems
We
like
could
a
always
horrible idea.
go very much around.
I feel like that's a mission for when we get the verse 6 eventually,
But also
Oh.
need a boat.
Oh, yes.
which is in verse 6.
But didn't Pimenti say that Hex's God's gift was here?
Yeah.
Well, either he's mistaken or they're both here, which is maybe an option. Then again,
So nothing else in this room.
On the dream
Um,
plane?
Yeah, a book about the dream plane.
with a 15? No.
what about a book? But what
No,
about a
I
book for my electrical research with a 23?
What exactly are you trying to do with your electrical research, right?
Well, basically, I want to invent like that because that was the thing that Ryu was trying to do, right? Where he got kicked out of the academy because he blew up a classroom. It's like trying to be able to have electricity stored up somewhere to then be used for more of a common folk usage.
So battery.
Battery.
Essentially, yeah. But then like a very primitive version of it, but also it to be able to be powered by lightning because that's what Ryu does. So none of that fucking hydrothermic bullshit where it's all fancy dandy. No,
Hydrothermic.
lightning.
So you find a book by Dostil Turen II, who apparently was trying to help his father and create some sort of a defensive mechanism, but it had to be powered by some sort of a power source. And therefore, you all of a sudden find finished notes on something that could, in the future, if you were able to decipher and figure out these notes, as a battery.
Right. Al-Fakri,
Yes.
Sakura, do you both have bag of holdings?
Yes.
Bags of
No.
holding?
No, only Valkyrie does.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I have one as well, don't I?
Al-Fakri, Ryu,
Yes.
just
So
I might buy
Because-
one.
take as many books as
No.
you can. Just
I'm
I'm-
taking this book because it's interesting for me. We're not yoinking the entire library here. That's bad manners.
I've just got to the part of the book where it's on about wine tasting. Spit it out.
They even make a very specific kind of like a jar for it. You know that?
That's so fucking
Oh,
weird.
that's
It
not
used to be
that's
illegal
boring.
to just spit wine on the floor.
It should be illegal to just spit wine in. Oh,
I pick a random book. What do I get?
how to
Um,
make a book out of a dwarf.
Wait, what?
What?
How to make a book out of a dwarf.
Better than a book.
You
Or-
find a book called Elven Salutations. How to say hello to someone in Elvish.
Oh, I start to read it.
Okay. Do you speak
What
Elvish?
you s-
No.
Congratulations, you can't read it.
Tequila, translate this
What?
for me.
okay, hang on.
yeah.
I'm typing it in the chat. There you go.
Ah, this
Out of sheer curiosity, like, do you say this out loud? And second question, are you fucking with her, or are you actually saying hello in Elvish?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Don't forget this one, Sakura.
I start to swear in.
Oh,
I hate you.
oh. I love it.
I like that one. Yeah, that's a very nice way of saying hello.
Yeah, that's it's a very formal way of saying
Yeah.
hello, but
You only really use it against like the high class of people, but
Yeah,
or maybe like someone's grandma or
can
something.
you say the word again?
the informal way is this way. So that's the informal way of doing it.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah.
And the other way,
It
yeah,
happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use this against you all. You
Yeah,
know
just
that.
copy paste it somewhere in the.
Yeah. I don't. I think I can't.
Does she know what it's like?
Oh, shit! What is this?
Okay. This time I get it.
So, Valkyrie, you learn several greetings in Elvish.
Okay, next time we go to the Elvish city, I gonna I'm gonna use that word. And then
Next time we
if
go
they
to the
ever
Elvish.
ask me how did I learn it, I say Sequida learn it.
Oh, anyway, anything
I
else?
throw you under the bus for this.
Oh,
You don't know what I've taught you yet.
Nah, true. Not yet.
oh. So. Oh god, dude. Dude.
Very sorry.
Oh wow.
Well, I want to laugh also.
Oh, no, Charlotte doesn't either.
Oh, okay. Shame.
Shame.
Anyway, anything else you guys are doing in the library?
I pick another one.
Cool, next
What
one's
is it?
gnomish.
Oh, I can't help you there.
I can help you with that.
No, you cannot. And I just put the book back. Right. So
Can
are
I
we?
find a book about hacks?
Oh.
If you want to spend some more time looking for stuff.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if the rest agrees with that.
Does the
And
rest
what do
agree
we?
to that?
A book about what?
Hex.
Hacks?
The spell.
No, the
No.
deity.
The
Hex.
the
Oh,
gods.
yes, definitely.
Make an investigation check.
Sure, I'll assist with it as well.
Through
Can
guidance
I
or
make
through
it with
initiative?
advantage?
Oh! Better than Ryu. No, better than
What?
Better than
Jet.
Oh,
Jet.
damn it.
Better than shit.
27.
Seconds so that I can find my notes on Hex. Because I don't have that many bloody notes. Hex.
Well, hacks that.
Goddess of the arcane, magic, and inner power. One of the Duodecim. Said to be a little bit more cruel and vicious than their elven counterpart, Diona, right? Pretty much in the old alignment system, Diona would have been seen as lawful good, Hex would have been seen as lawful evil.
Oh, cool. And does it say anything about the tower? Where are we
No,
now?
it does not. Does not specify anything about the tower. Just pretty much gives you the story about the Duodecim.
Useless. Wee.
Fuck's sake.
No attention span, none whatsoever.
Is there like an Aeminad version of TikTok or something that old Valkyrie is like used to? Anything that isn't 6 seconds of entertainment immediately gets yeeted out of the window.
Can I download that on my Telestone or?
No. Oh. Anything else?
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. I use some more drastic
Bullshit.
ways. Measures, yes, thank you. I put my hand on the floor. Do I sense anything with my thingy? What was it again?
Locate Lord.
Yeah, the exact story that Jed literally looked up a couple of minutes ago.
And if I touch that, do I sense something else?
No. That is the entire lore of this tower.
And what does the lore say again? Can you repeat it?
Dim, 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 dim,
Is
dim,
there
dim.
something like a riddle or something?
No.
No.
Fuck.
It's a tower. It was built by what was his name again? Dashtil
first.
Turen,
The
That's still
first.
to them.
and was used to split up the 4 cores of Elementalis.
And they didn't say where they put
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
in the
tower.
towers, but we are in a tower now, so where
Yeah,
is?
so one of them is potentially here, which I'm assuming is going to be downstairs.
It's the water core.
Oh, there are traps downstairs also.
There's a
There's
slip
the
and
hole.
slide.
There's the hole.
There's the hole with like
literally
the-
described.
Ah, there is a hole.
Yeah.
Jonas,
There's literally
have
a
you been
hole.
paying
It's not
attention?
the hole like in
All right,
room. The
you're
hole.
never picking up a fucking book again.
Okay. Jonas, were you in my Friday session because your brain seems to be eaten?
Sorry. I'm a little bit distracted, sorry.
Clearly.
So I jump in the hole.
It's fine.
Okay.
Sucks to be you, buddy.
no.
Nobody just fucking reacts. Everyone just looks at her fucking jump in the hole. We're like, yeah, no, this is fine.
Hey,
I
We're
don't
expecting
jump in the
nothing.
hole. I don't.
the actions have consequences, buddy.
You take
Are we-
I
Are
take
we
a potion of
buddies?
Featherfall.
hold up.
You don't have
t-
potion of featherfall.
You take 73
I'm
points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm dead.
You think? Well,
But anyway.
So
I mean, I
I
could have
don't
lowered the
jump
rope
in the
down.
hole.
yeah, I figured.
yeah, let's calmly descend into the hole.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah.
For the plebs without dark vision, I cast light on a pebble.
Oh, thank you. Can
Perfect.
you give me one?
Give a pebble to Elfak.
Thank
Where
Cool.
do you keep getting these pebbles?
It's just so she can throw some shade.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have
Yeah.
a sling, so I need pebbles.
I think we
Okay.
lost it, Shiloh.
Yep.
Yeah, Shadow is gone.
Rest in
I
peace,
tried
Shadow.
to. How do you say that? in
Shiloh
English?
actually jumped down the hole.
Ah,
How do you call that thing with
you're gonna have to be more specific.
look? If you throw balls in the air and
Bedanken.
Juggle.
Juggling.
juggle, thank you. I started
Yeah.
to juggle with the pebble.
What's
Sorry
your
about that. Team's
dexterity?
died right on me. Is back.
Okay.
That's fine.
I have a large dexterity.
Oh yeah, you have 18 dexterity. Nice.
Yes.
So, what was I saying? Right. So as you descend down into the hole,
Madness?
that too.
Yes.
That's your DM. I'm descending down into madness. As you
We're all mad here.
go down into the hole, it's very easy to pick up something because you've picked it up a couple of times at this point, which is
Yes.
that you're getting closer and closer to a holy area
Aha.
in some way, shape, or form.
Haha.
Oh, holy shit.
No, that's what the gods do. Don't like.
Oh,
Oh,
Alvakri, don't
Yes.
forget to use your
Yes, yes,
new
but-
words that you've learned in Elvish.
Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe
I
practice
greet the
it
god
first
with that.
against.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe
Yeah.
practice it first
A little
against
bit,
like other people. You know, maybe don't immediately try it on a god.
No,
Her pronunciation might not be correct. You know.
And as you descend down,
Specifically, my last one.
at a certain point in time, you reach kind of the end of what seems to be a tunnel. At which point you realize that as you reach the end of that tunnel, there is only an open space. There is nothingness, just
Space.
darkness,
Space.
stars.
Hello,
And that's it.
darkness, my old friend.
Yo, stars though.
Mhm.
You
Does
see,
anyone wanna
Stars in the...
Does anyone want to yeet the pebble forward, or are you gonna?
Can I throw the
I-
pebble as far
I
as
can't.
I
I
can?
can't see anything within 90 feet.
okay, you just like chuck the pebble, and as you like at the first moment as you chuck it, it kind of like wants to go down, and then it like goes past where the tunnel ends, at which point it just starts floating.
Oh! Anti-gravity.
What
Okie
the
dokie.
fuck?
And I...
Uh-huh.
Jed,
Can I
Would
see
Jen
if I
know
can kill it
anything
with
about
fire?
astral plane?
what makes you think this is the astral plane?
That would be cool.
Who knows? It floats.
Shit.
Shit
Can
floats
I
everywhere.
go... Can I,
Yeah.
cl-
We
can
all
I go
float
closer
down
to
here.
the pebble?
So what are you doing?
I go
Lavar?
closer to the pebble.
So you're
I
gonna
try to-
jump into the void of space?
Yeah.
Take a rope.
Wait,
To
hang on.
be
Attach a
fair,
rope to
if it-
yourself, buddy.
Oh yeah.
If
I
it
have
was
19 intelligence, so I know this. Thing.
if it was the
Uh.
astral plane, would I not be able, through my religious, zealousness and research and stuff like that, know what the astral plane looks and feels like? Because I have communicated directly with my deity in the past.
The astral plane is technically not where the gods
Yeah.
stay. That's Elysium.
It was worth it a try.
Yeah.
Annoying level.
The astral
An
plane
attempt
is
was made.
is a lot crazier than that.
I know.
So I tied a rope on my
Around your waist.
yeah, and then I jump.
Okay.
Ah.
You drop.
Did we tie off the
Really?
other end?
No, you don't. You jump and you start
We
floating.
just tie a fucking nice little ribbon onto a Valkyrie. I was like, alright, go ahead.
If I really
You
wanted
go.
this to be a TPK, I just have Valkyrie jump and just like fall for eternity. It's like campaign over, guys.
That's technically on TPK if we're not dead.
Mm.
Nah, that's the moment where like the endless void of space like pulls all of you in. DC 30 strength saving throw.
It's gonna be
So what he's saying is I might survive.
You
but
might,
You have
yeah.
a
guys are
chance.
fucked.
I mean, I need to make sure you might survive because then you can come and fix my PC.
No, I just wait until everyone else is gone, and then when everyone fucks up, I'm like, I'm just gonna.
I mean, that wouldn't be enough, but
I can
so
also fix your PC.
I use 2 bullshit points, and with my reaction, I give myself a +4 to my saving throw.
good luck. Anyway, as you you see Valkyrie jump in and like starts floating ahead.
Is anyone gonna grab the other end of that rope?
I start to,
just give it like 2
I
seconds.
start to swim in the.
10, 20, 30, 50, 60,
Oh,
70.
I grab it.
Valkyrie. Okay, you like pull on the rope and Valkyrie just stops, kind of like gets pulled back a little bit.
Ah,
Can I
Let me
like
go.
go up and down and then like?
You do this. Valkyrie, you first feel like the slap of a whip in your back. You take 6 points of DM damage, at which
Yes.
point you kind of like go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, as you're like being pulled by Jed.
I have to learn Kevin this.
This campaign is taking weird turns, people. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, a little bit.
You running saying this now?
yes.
What were you gonna say,
May
Jed?
I take some minutes to cast detect magic
You may.
from the party?
Sure. Oh,
Thing
from
is,
the party.
Once
Yeah.
you're part of the madness, you sometimes lose track of the madness.
True.
Liam, that's the problem.
So
I'll stare long enough into the abyss, and then the
How
abyss
much
starts to
damage
feel
did I
awkward about the whole
you
situation.
didn't take
6.
So as Valkyrie is dangling there, you sit down and start casting this detect magic ritually. Valkyrie's just hanging there, like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
she's floating for 10 minutes. Nobody really reels her in.
There's no
Um,
friction, so she's constantly spinning.
Hey, Valkyrie, what's your Constitution modifier?
Why?
What?
Why?
I'm just asking. What's your Constitution modifier?
14.
14. Cool. Perfect. Good to know. So, Jed, as a casting the No, I was actually messing with you. I knew that Jed was going to pick up on what I was asking.
There's no air.
Yeah, that's the point. So after those couple of minutes, detect magic actually doesn't pick up anything.
There's just a really,
Do I
big
see
fan
heat?
down
The
there.
astral plane in and of itself isn't necessarily magical. It's just another dimension. There's just things there that are magical.
Can I see
Except
the
for psychic
pebble?
storms, but you know.
Can I see the pebble?
Oh, that sounds fun.
Still.
No, Pebble's gone. Pebble's fucking
And
gone.
can I see something else now or not?
Stars.
Stars?
Stars.
Really?
Yeah.
Would
Can I go
know?
closer to a star?
Hold on, what were you
Do you know
saying,
what a
Jed?
star is?
Yeah.
Would I know the
Star
propulsion
and put it in
methods in the astral plane?
Are we in the
How
astral
about you
plane
make an
now?
Arcana check?
Oh boy.
Because I know it, but
So we've done enough plane shifting for one fucking week.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you're starting to make a habit off of this, man.
Just get freaking flyer miles.
Is that 26 the roll, Jed? Sorry.
it is a 26
Okay,
double.
cool. You need to think very, very hard.
Oh fuck, we need someone else than Valkyrie for this.
No, actually,
Yes.
Valkyrie works perfectly fine.
20
Valkyrie.
intelligence.
19.
Fuck you.
Valkyrie, think about coming back to us.
I think
Just-
about coming back to him.
All of a sudden, you see Valkyrie traveling back.
I
knew
think
it.
Actually-
about going to Hex.
Actually, gets to you guys in 6 seconds. Because she's 50 feet away and she can move 57 feet.
Okay.
Can
And
I
then what
think?
happens when she reaches the end of it? Does she just drop to the floor?
Yeah, the moment she like goes back into the thingy, she's like falls onto the floor again because there's gravity again.
Heh.
I want to go again. And jump.
Think about getting up.
And you're floating again.
Can I think about
No.
Hex?
You can think about Hex, sure.
Can
Will
I
that
think?
happen?
No.
I think about going to Hex.
Okay, cool.
Something happened?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, hold on. I have a plan. I
Don't
attach
work yet.
my rope to myself. I give it to either Sekudar, Shiloh, or Jed, because I'm not gonna give it to Elvakri. He's already floating
Not
into space
Probably
like a
someone who
couple
has
meters.
decent strength. I mean, I only have +2.
That's already.
It's not terrible.
I have +4.
I
Yeah,
have
well,
I keep
here.
thinking I have less strength than I
Yeet.
actually do.
Yeah, I give it, and then I just like start floating in like the beginning. I'm not gonna go like floating, and I'm like, okay, all right, let me try something, and I try and think about the look, like trying to go towards the direction of the water core.
Okay.
The water core?
Nothing
This.
happens.
I try and think of going towards Elvakri in a slow pace.
Okay, you go towards Elvakri in a slow pace.
Huh?
How about trying to think of going to the other side of whatever this hole is?
How about we do we do that when we're together
Yeah.
in that hole?
I'll wait here.
Yeah. I'll try what she said. Basically, try and think towards the other side of the.
Past nothingness.
Yeah. But at a slow pace, so that I can still change my mind when it's getting a little.
So who's still not in the thing? I'm not.
Shadow and
everyone
I
except-
aren't either.
Just me and the factory who are floating on a rope.
Can I think about going to the pebble?
No. Well, you can.
Can I think?
Just doesn't.
Can
do
I
it.
Nothing
think-
happens.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I think about the pebble safely arriving to my hand?
You can.
Something happened.
No.
Does it happen?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Ah, what the fuck?
Okay, it actually has.
don't get
you're,
it.
You're right, Charlotte. It has taken a weird turn. And then now they're asking the DM if they can think.
Yeah, you know. I love how Yella's just sitting there and knows exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
Can
if
I think?
I'm just
Can
gonna
I
think about an object in my hand, like a just like a, I don't know, a book, just a book about whatever,
Okay.
just a book.
Mhm.
I just try to manifest it in my hand.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Elvakri.
I don't know.
Are
what
you
I
I'm-
gonna
think about. I think about the gravity falls away. What happened?
Why the fuck would you do that?
You all of a
I mean,
sudden
floating,
start
there is no
falling.
gravity.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I start
You all of a
falling
sudden
as
start
well as-
falling.
Okay.
Yes.
Just you,
actually-
not Ryan.
yeah.
Just
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay.
Elvakri, wanna play a game?
I think the gravity is back.
Okay. You stop. Just hanging there again.
Elvakri,
What
we're
the
gonna
fuck?
play a game. We're gonna do a 125 feet dash. And whoever
I
is
don't
first,
like this game.
whoever is first,
You're
um,
such a dick.
gets a magical item of choosing from
You're
the other
such
person.
a dick.
I ignore Jet and I shoot an Eldritch Blast into the space. What happened?
You shoot an Eldritch Blast into the space. It just
Something happens. No.
just goes and it keeps going.
Ah, he goes up.
I mean, wherever you shoot it, I don't know where you're shooting it.
I shoot it in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes in front of you.
Jet, can you throw
Yes.
another pebble?
Sure. I throw a normal pebble.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about that pebble getting safely in my hand.
Okay.
I throw it at 60 feet of movement, like
Cool.
just
You just like the pebble comes, and you're like thinking about it coming safely into your hand. It comes safely into your hand.
Fuck.
Okay, what can
You're
I
messing
think
with
about,
us. Stop it.
Can I think about Elvakri?
Nice trick. Do it again. I fire an arrow.
Can I like try and move Elvakri to the right a little bit? Can I do that?
You're thinking of moving Elvakri to the right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
you
just
move to the left.
okay. Ryu is
Okay,
coming.
so
I
it only
tried to
affects
imagine-
your own mind and way of thinking things. Okay.
I tried to imagine a door.
Okay. You imagine a door. Congratulations.
Is there a door now?
No.
Ryu, think about doing backflips.
Do
You
that
do it,
anyway.
backflips.
don't
You're
know.
not into it.
Oh god.
Wait, are you
How
thinking
f-
about doing backflips, right?
No.
Okay.
How I have the pebble.
Yeah.
How
Yes.
far does it spread his light?
2020.
60
And do I see something?
was nothing.
You see the darkness of space. I'm just having fun with this at this point.
Stop
Okay.
it! Stop with having fun with it. Tell us the answers.
No! Jet knows the answers, he's just not
Yeah.
telling him.
Yeah, yeah.
Jet, tell us the answers.
I'm just enjoying the image of we're just stood at the edge and just watching you two just flail about in no gravity.
Whee!
And I,
And I'm
Yeah.
like trying to fucking decipher in a very serious manner, like, okay, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if
Yeah,
I?
same.
And
No,
then
just-
just a Valkyrie
At
just
this
swimming
point-
past it. Like,
Yeah.
jump in.
Whee!
I'll
Ryu.
jump in as
Backstroke.
well.
Okay,
Like,
Jed. And you're floating.
hey,
Alright, tell us, Jet. What is the
I
solution? of
think
this?
about doing backflips.
Okay, you start doing backflips.
Wow, it's almost as if you think about your motion, turns it into motion.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah,
but
we
what-
know that.
Are we
but
just gonna fly into the infinite? There's nothing there but stars for now.
I think
Are
Do
we
I
just
see-
gonna
For
go
now.
forward?
we see the stars.
Yeah?
I think of going to one of the stars.
Okay. You start going like which one? Like on your height, above
Yeah,
you,
on
below
my
you?
height.
Okay, you start going in that general direction.
And there she goes. Okay, well.
Yeah. Elvakri, wait for the rest of the party.
Fuck you!
No, you're actually faster than most of them.
Yes, exactly. You're moving at 57 feet per 6 seconds.
Yes.
Why 57? That's
Because
that's
19
like-
times 3 is 57.
It's your end score
Times 3.
amplified by 3.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty slow.
So is
Yeah,
anyone
so
going
I-
after Valkyrie, or are you leaving her with the travel?
I guess I'm the only one fast enough to go.
I don't know. Well,
Yeah, forget that.
are you? Or are you staying with Ryu?
Well, are we
Ryu,
going?
stay here.
Okay.
Do
I
see
go
something
after
in the
Valkyrie.
meanwhile?
Okay.
Elvakri,
so I
come
started
back.
reading my book on wine again. I got
We
bored. What
need
happened?
the party for this. This is
Fuck
not
you.
a safe environment. If you go 30 seconds further, I will let you die alone.
I get God kiss first.
And the Valkyrie disappears.
Yep, I turn around to the party.
Wait,
Cool.
what?
Yeah,
Always flip.
you're off.
Yeah,
I told
Valkyrie.
you what would happen.
Oh, no, I'm not saying like out of your sight. Just all of a sudden, the Valkyrie disappears.
Don't be glad about it. Why are you happy? You're fucking gone.
And back in our.
I go back to the party.
Okay. Cool.
And imprisonment.
Well- well, Jen, yeah,
Oh, look, Lord Heron's
like,
alive
I'm just
again.
like slowly floating, ever so slightly sideways. I have to like manually correct myself, then I just start floating sideways again eventually. But I'm like, okay, well, where's the Valkyrie Jet? I thought you went.
Valkyrie went. She passed a certain point and she disappeared, poofed out of existence. Let's go after her before she does something more stupid. Please all follow in a orderly line.
Okay,
Please
all
keep
right.
your hands and legs inside.
You're not there.
Alright, well, I start T-posing and I think of going forward.
Okay.
Think about following me.
I just
You think ahead.
Let's go.
For the first time in your life, Ryu is thinking ahead.
Wow.
Now I just have the image of him doing that, and then suddenly change his mind and he's just doing this.
Sequida, Shiloh, follow along.
Conga line.
Must I?
I mean,
Yeah, it's Al-Fakri, you know,
Yeah, she's.
it's a party member.
I just whispered to Charlotte, is it that great of a loss?
No, but we have to go and get her.
Sequida, I heard it. I know, I feel the same, but she has
Yeah,
the god's
it's
gift.
the moral. It's the
you know.
morally correct
Ah,
bit
fuck,
that
she has the
convinces
god's
me.
gift. We have to go and get her, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
In the meantime,
Okay, fine.
Elvakri,
That's the only reason we're going after it.
Mhm.
Yes.
as you all of a sudden, as you're like kind of going, all of a sudden you stop hearing Jet behind you, and you notice
Finally,
that
some
you've
rest.
flown into this like, you know, like the Colosseum from
Yes.
from Rome,
Yeah.
that, but it's floating in space.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, space Romans.
Yes.
Space Romans.
That's what the elves
You're
used
gonna
to be,
fight with
space Romans.
Romans.
You actually literally come out of like the wall and are currently just like inside this large arena-esque building with at the center of it just a figure standing, kind of just like head slightly tilted, looking at you. You see these like kind of bluish robes like kind of falling down, but also like slightly flowing in the wind. You see the eyes like this whitish purplish color, but they seem to be like, how do I say this? They seem to constantly be almost like explosions of magical arcane energy. You see an elven figure just standing there, kind of like head tilted, looking at you like, huh. Yes, I considered this as well, Jet. I did indeed. So, Valkyrie, what are you doing?
First thing I said.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
No, I have 19 intelligence.
I don't give a
You
shit
know.
if you have 19 intelligence. What are you doing?
If someone teaches you wrong, it doesn't matter how smart you
Yeah,
are.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I say the words, Sequida learns me.
Oh, fuck.
Perfect. Because you have 19 intelligence, you remember them all perfectly. At least with a
But
dumb
just as-
person, you wouldn't have remembered.
Hey,
Are we,
they are,
are we telling him what I typed down?
Hey. They are fine.
What did you
Let the,
say?
let the person who spoke that do.
You just like see the elf look at you and go, yes, I can see that.
Wait, what? I just say hello in
What? Wait.
Elvish.
Did you say it in the formal or the informal way? Very important.
Both.
The formal way.
Both.
Oh, yeah.
He said the one I taught him, which was the
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
The formal one.
yeah. Which
You just
what
said
was
hello.
that again?
Yeah, just say hello in Elvish.
Yeah, it's not very
My
polite, is it?
Ada.
Wait, what?
It's not very polite, is it?
What did I say then?
I'm just curious what else you're going to say to me.
Maybe I have to wait for my friend, but
Uh-huh.
I also want power.
She kind of like walks up to you.
It's she.
It's a she, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's Hex. You stupid fuck.
I didn't know that Hax was a woman.
I literally said it like
Oh, you
10
said
minutes
it.
ago.
Okay, sorry.
Goddess.
You're
Oh.
literally not paying attention.
No, indeed.
It's
This
not a
session is
good
just
It
thing.
was a
1 hour.
boring book. Sorry.
This session is just 1 hour of Valkyrie just completely fucking missing the point of everything around her.
Yep.
Yeah, indeed.
And then
His
saying
little
some inappropriate
distracted
things.
So
Hey,
you notice.
I'm glad she went with
is
your
she
hello.
beautiful?
Yeah. So she kind of like moves up to you, and you notice that she's pretty fucking quick here, because high intelligence, and like kind of gets next to you, looks at you, and like looks behind you.
Yeah.
You.
Wait,
Well,
what? You?
this is the best that's been sent to me, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
I think I'm gonna wait 1,000 more years if you don't mind. Turns
Thousand
around,
more
goes
we-
back.
Wait. Come back, please.
Are you ordering the
back.
gods?
I go to you then.
I don't know.
I go
I've got
to her.
Uber.
To her.
Hmm. What?
Wait. We are on a mission here.
Hmm.
We are collecting the gods' gifts because we want to destroy all the demons.
And yet you're already shitting your pants.
Wait, what?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
It's all coming together.
Oh, fuck's sake, man. Can we
Milady,
have one fucking god encounter that we just don't fuck up?
Yeah,
Nope.
dude. Nope.
out of sheer curiosity, milady,
Oh,
do you speak Elvish?
No, I don't. My good friend
So there's
learned
others
me some
coming.
words.
So there's others coming.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So I'm going to be very real with you. You just told me that you shit your pants.
Fuck you, Sequida.
Word
And-
for word, what I told you to say was the Elvish.
I just
translation, so I
sharded.
just sharted.
And she just goes like, so if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't have necessarily that much faith in this encounter. So, you can either leave the way you came or I can make you leave. I don't really care.
But can we just wait for my friends? We
If
are
they
going
teach you
to be-
that kind of sentences in Elvish, then I'm going to be perfectly honest, I don't know how much faith I have in this.
Oh no.
I mean, you have
Regardless.
points.
At which
You have a
point you
point.
see a wizard kind of like coming out of the wall.
Yes!
Foxy, what did you?
I did nothing. I just say hello.
She
Everyone
just like
arrives in, like, a
she
coat
just
of
like
iron.
looks at you, Jet, and she goes in Elvish, "Do you actually speak this language or not?"
I am so terribly sorry.
I don't think you are.
It depends. What did she? Which version of hello did she say?
Which other version did you teach her? Or which versions
I,
did you
I
teach
say
her?
all the words I mean,
May the gods part.
Fart in your general direction.
You say
May
the first
gods
one,
part in your
which
general
translates to
direction.
"May the gods fart in your general direction." She just like, just like leaves out a giant fart, and just a Valkyrie flies back like 30, 40 feet.
Why?
First
Actually,
of all,
prefer that one. Going to be perfectly honest.
And the
big
third
fan
one?
of yours. Second of all, sorry for the next two. The third
Sorry
one
for the
was,
next two.
I hope you died soon. So in the
fourth
fact she
one?
didn't choose that one.
I mean, that can be arranged.
It's a possibility. And the last one was, are you a dog? Because your mother is for sure a bitch.
Oh god.
Thank God you didn't say that one.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
And
I
Yeah.
never trust you all again.
That's probably wise.
Hey, at least the one I taught you was just embarrassing to yourself and not
Yeah.
insulting to whoever you spoke to.
True.
So, Miss
Anyhow.
Hex, I'm terribly sorry about this people of
Ill repute.
Morans.
At this point, by the way, like Ryu,
Questionable
Shiloh,
moral.
and Sakura also come into the.
But
Oh,
Yeah,
and
but
I
I'm
just-
not understanding
just
jack
don't-
shit of the conversation because this is still
Yeah.
Elvish, right?
No, this is common now again.
Yeah,
Okay,
uh,
okay, okay.
Once I
Big
arrived through the
fan.
like the invisible wall, like just fucking T-posing, I have arrived.
Yeah, but I have no
I'm just doing
context because I didn't
I'm
understand
doing
what
slow forward
the
flips or
problem is in
drinking
the
my
first
wine.
place.
So here's what comes in to the arena of the elven
Why?
goddess of the arcane magic and inner power. A woman that tries to speak Elvish and has just said that she sharded her pants. A T-posing dude who says, I am here. An elven woman in heavy armor that has no clue what the fuck is going on. An elven woman in light armor that's just drinking and doing fucking backflips. And a wizard who's immediately starting to apologize and is starting to throw obscenities at her. How do you people think this conversation is gonna go?
Can we
Okay.
can we try to
We've
save
had worse.
load another save? Try to do it again.
Hey, is this a version of the infamous astral plane?
Yes.
Oh,
shit.
it is.
Oh damn!
Big fan.
Big
Without
fan.
the psychic winds and stuff.
Without the psychic winds.
It's a small portion, kind of like set in time and space.
So,
Is this the way to the water core of Elementalis?
Chet, make me a wisdom saving throw.
oh, fuck you,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna die.
Oh,
With pleasure.
you are something
Oh, you said the forbidden word.
classified
Say the
information.
forbidden words.
Oh,
Me too.
Half
I
damage,
use
you
my
take
reaction
20.
to make it a 26 if
You
that's
take 40
failure.
damage, half damage.
That's half.
Thank God, 26 would be a success. 22 would.
Yeah. Thank God 26 is a success.
It is a god.
Mhm.
She just kind of like, to be fair, you see her like in a flick of a second cast something, and you block against it, but at that point she's already like in front of you, and you kind of see this like staff kind of like pushed up against your throat. I'm going to ask this one time. One
Mhm.
time only. Also, for the rest of you, you
Oh,
literally almost just she moved that fast that she seemed to teleport almost. She didn't, but it seemed like that.
I don't know.
I'm going to ask you this one time, and you'd better give me a bloody good answer. How do you know, and what do you want with it?
Did you say how do you know?
And what do you want with it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so how do
And
we
while
know?
still spinning, it was
Yes.
written on the ceiling upstairs.
Yeah, we were here for the God's gift of Hex. We already have some. Yeah, you are Hex. Hi, nice to
Hello.
meet you.
I'm still debating it.
So sorry, it's under these circumstances. We were
Are you?
going through this upper levels of the tower where Sakuda, I will
I've
point.
stopped spinning now.
I'm just pointing, and I point to Sakuda. Found the celestial text that was written there.
Hmm.
Pimenti, that you know of, asked us to
Yes.
retrieve a core in this tower because he wanted to do something with it. We don't know what. And that's why I asked.
And after reading what I read upstairs, I'm kind of a little bit suspicious now, to be honest.
She kind of like looks at you, goes, so you're doing this for Pimenti? Okay.
I personally just came for the God's gift of inner power, arcane knowledge. And it was a happy coincidence that there's a core something. But if Pimenti is not to be trusted, I'm not that fond of Pimenti. I'm not married to the guy.
Rude.
You never met him.
She kind of just like looks.
Wait, did he?
That's not really the reason. I just wanted to be sure.
Hey, we have the apple of light, the elven bow of Diona, the
Crown.
crown of
Of-
scales of Pimenti,
Yep.
the shield of
Shield.
possibilities,
So now that you're like pointing out the god's gift, and especially the moment you point out the crown of scales, she like relaxes a bit. The staff is still ready in her hand, but it's not like pushed to your throat anymore.
Can I know what you cost it on me? What you cost on me?
Something that you'll need a couple more years to learn.
Okay.
Regardless, you want to take the core of Elementalis with you, and the god's gift.
Primarily the god's gift. For me personally.
I'd say let him rot and leave the core here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is the core like? Is it bad if it leaves this place, or what's like the consequences if it leaves or something? Is it a bad thing?
How long
Good
do you have? You want a strict schedule?
Does the time run at the same speed as it does on a normal plane?
Yes. It's not necessarily talking about days. I just want to show you something.
Please.
We have a couple minutes, yeah, sure.
Yeah, an hour.
Notice
Take
you've
your time.
frozen on Teams.
All right.
I am hungry though. Can we get something to eat? I mean,
She kind of just like conjures up something. You see, like, you know, because it's still elven, so you just see like a giant heap of like fruit and vegetables just like plop down
Oh,
onto the
great.
ground onto a plate.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
and more lambus bread.
Yes. Enjoy. Regardless. At which point you kind of like notice how she like moves her hands in these intricate patterns. And even though some of you are probably like still slightly floating above the ground, you all of a sudden feel this quake as the arena itself seems to all of a sudden move.
Shit.
Ironically enough, back to where you came from.
Just out of like, I'm gonna do this just in my own thoughts, but I'm gonna like try and think to like make the arena stop moving just to see what would happen if I would start moving or if the arena would stop moving.
You start moving with the arena.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna stop thinking about it. I just like, yeah, okay. They just immediately stop, but yeah. We'll just see what happens.
While the arena moves, she kind of like puts her staff back, kind of like, well, in the meantime, kind of like conjures up a chair, sits onto it. 1, 2, 3, 4 gifts. Am I saying that right? Diona.
Mask, bow, shield,
Dementi.
apple.
Yes.
So Diona, Pyrax,
Dementi.
Pimenti,
Pimenti.
Yeah.
and the DM forgets his own gods.
Understandable.
The other
Shield, I don't
human
know
one.
Mutai.
Mutai, thank
Mutai.
you. Mutai. You've been busy. Quite impressive.
You have no idea. It's been a hell of a week.
So,
Hell of a
Yes.
month, honestly.
out
Hell of a year.
Yeah.
sheer curiosity,
It's been a day. Yeah.
out of sheer curiosity, I haven't really been keeping up with outside events. How is everything going outside there?
Sky is red.
Yeah, I know about the sky being red.
Still shitty, but we've done quite a bit to help improve matters in some places.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't
Slowly
know.
expanding the good.
Do you have any wine by any chance?
I don't know how it was. But
You just see
it's
like a giant
packed.
bottle of wine appear next to you. Sorry, what were you saying, Jed? Sorry.
Relics is still free.
Don't drink it.
The demon lord of Nox has left the city. Mordred is waging war on Arianna. Arianna is waging war defending against Mordred.
Maybe.
And Relics is still standing. God, Hestus is never gonna let me live that one down.
Place a bet or
Alvarest
something?
is free. I don't know the old name for it, but the city to the south of Relics is freed.
Alvarez.
Interesting. I think Alvarez was built after I got into this place. I don't remember.
To
doesn't
be
matter.
honest.
Diona
long
is
are
still
you
in
with
her Feywild's plane.
Of course she is. Fucking wuss.
Apparently, so is my mother.
We've heard about the demon plates, but we don't have the necessary god's gifts
like-
for them.
A question, your supreme beingness.
Yes.
Nice.
If there's God's gifts for, you know, all the deities we've just mentioned, would there be one for connected to Solus by any chances?
There probably would be, yes. Whether they're on this plane, I don't necessarily know.
Okay.
Snakes.
I would assume not on this plane, but
You don't know the location of another god's gift other than one we already have, right?
Well,
By
sadly
access.
enough, the one that I know of, you already have.
Okay. Sad.
Disappointed, but okay.
Was the library already built in this tower before you came here?
No.
Why?
Library was built here because of this area.
Good point.
Thus the area was first and then the tower.
Yes.
What can we do?
Huh?
Oh, awesome being aspect of the gods to gain control of the god's gift you possess. To
You have-
loan it, of course.
You have 4 of them. I'm pretty sure I can trust you with it, and honestly, even if I can't, I don't particularly care. Just never let her into my fucking domain again, and she points at Elvakri.
Okay, I'm gone.
easiest deal of my life.
Yes.
At which point, you all of a sudden
Sorry, not
feel
sorry.
how the arena kind of like shifts and stops. And you notice how you're actually, if you go, like she moves outside, and you notice how you're immediately back at the entrance into this place. So, I'm assuming this is not the first area that you've been to, seeing as you have a couple of gifts.
Yeah, true.
There's a problem.
Multiple.
And you see her kind of like wave her hands. And you've probably seen this a couple of times with the others, right? How like you have the barrier of the these god areas, right? You've seen like the gates with Mutai. You've kind of had like the doorway that you had to open with Pyrax and stuff. With Pyrax. But there was always, if you kind of like looked well, or if you had detect magic or something like that up, you'd usually, actually that would have been something you would have seen with detect magic jet, sorry. You would see this kind of like yellowish barrier that kind of like goes through. I think I've described that at some point, but anyway. But now she reveals it for all of you to see. There's only a small problem. Right at the center of the cavern entrance that you guys came in, there's this small crack. No longer than an inch. It's not even a hole yet. It's actually just a crack. But it is there, and it is visible.
Okay.
That is a problem.
Worrying.
We move.
Okay. Is there something we can do about it?
Haven't got any polyfiller?
I don't know. This is the first time this has ever happened. A little while ago, a creature, demonic descent, came to this area, came to this place, but was stopped by the barrier, as any creature with any kind of demonic essence into them is usually stopped here. And they did something. I'm not sure what. I don't know how. I don't know where. But as they did, an explosion happened. Body was entirely shattered. Their remains kind of like spilled onto the floor and disappeared after a while. But that remained. Now, the demons have no business with the gods' gifts. They can't attune to them. They can't really do anything with them. The gods' gifts will not obey them in any way, shape, or form. They are too divine. They are divine creations. So there's only one thing that I can think of that they were after. The core. I don't know how much you know about the history, but when Mr. Turin created his tower, he created it on top of this location because he thought that demonic entities would not be able to obtain these cores. Now, the other three, sadly enough, are not on locations like this, which means they are technically accessible by demonic entities, although they are protected. But this one was always meant as sort of the last resort, something that the demons would never be able to reach. So they would never be able to once again complete the Elementalis core. But if that spreads, then I'm afraid the core is no longer safe here. Now, that is only a small crack, and if they have to send more of those creatures, and they haven't sent any more ever since that happened, but if that is something that they can do more of, then the core is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if the core is safer with you people. It might be. It might not be. This might just be a small scratch that has no continued following. This might be nothing. This might be me worrying about visions or whatever. I don't know. As I've
Are you
said,
able to detect it? Like know its location?
the core of the core?
Yeah.
Yes, of course I do. It's inside my arena.
No. The demons, are they able to detect where it is?
Not specifically.
So if they last knew it was here and it went with us, it could potentially throw them off.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
But that is, of course.
So, what you're proposing, I suppose, is in order for us to leave with your God's gift, we need to leave with the core as well.
Oh no, there's no tie-in. As I've said, I've seen that you've been carrying 4 God's gifts. I'm not going to be difficult about mine at that point. Just be careful with it.
Absolutely.
However, I am offering you the chance to take this core as well. But be warned, compared to the God's gifts, if the demons get their hands on the core, they are able to use that.
Do you want us to drop the core with Pimenti?
If she's capable of, if he's capable of doing something with it, then yes.
Potentially, it wouldn't be bad to leave it at Pimenti because demons can't enter.
Shouldn't be able to
Their,
enter.
yeah, they shouldn't be able
Yeah.
to enter their domain. So I feel like that's a good place to drop it either way.
The same way that they're technically not able to enter this domain.
Yeah.
But
Technically, there's a
they
lot of
won't
the
know.
heavy lifting here.
Yeah, it would be less obvious for it to be there since if they were to know of the locations of the cores, then they're going to be looking at the towers and not necessarily where Pimenti is.
Okay.
Should
Could
not
I
be
take a minute to inspect the small crack, see what caused it, even though the goddess will have done a much better job
sure, make an
than I
arcana check.
would have. Big whammies.
Wow, 30, nice. As you're kind of like looking at this little tiny crack, pretty much the way that you can describe is that a lot of magic was forced into a small area, right? Kind of like you have a lot of pressure going onto a small, or a lot of force going onto a small area that creates a lot of pressure, right? Physics. It's very similar to that. Now, you've seen several of these barriers. You know that these are places that have insane. These are divine places. They have literally been created by the Duodecim themselves. This is magic that you can barely comprehend. To make this kind of a scratch, you're looking at magic of tremendous proportions that has been shoved into a small place. You can't really imagine how much force must have been applied here.
Damn. This goes above my pay grade. This is
Which actually, with
expert level stuff.
Yeah, which by the way, with the 30, the most powerful creatures that you know of Aeminad are Nox, Arianna, Mordred. None of those three give you the sense that they would be capable of doing something like this. And I'm only telling you that because you rolled a 30.
So there is something out there even stronger.
The only other spellcaster that I know of is the fucker that resides in the swamps around relics, but I don't know if he's a mini boss or a maxi boss.
I mean, otherwise, the only person I can think of would be the elemental.
Elementalis itself,
Yeah.
but he's dead.
Yeah, and also it wouldn't make much sense, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
None of the current I would transfer. I would tell the information to Hex herself that none of the demons that we know of are capable of doing something like this.
Indeed. So be careful. They might not directly be capable of detecting this object. However, that does not mean that they are not keeping tabs on this place.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay. So if we were to take the core, how would we go about it?
Stick it in the bag of holding, leave in the middle of the night, and stealth away.
Plan.
Possibly.
An idea.
Is the core itself protected, or can we just take it with us?
No clue.
You can just take it with you. I will need to give it to you, but
Yeah. Okay.
but it is an object, pretty heavy. You can carry around.
Does it fit in the bag of
Bag
holding?
of
And I just show her my bag of holding. I'm sure she knows what it is, but I'm just showing her my bag, for example. Will it fit? I just open the whole bit. Because I feel like running around with a, powerful core is not a good idea.
Weight-wise, it would. Question is, do you want to put an elemental core into a bag of holding? Is the question.
I don't know. Do we want to carry it? I feel like either way, it's not a very good decision. But
Carrying it is a little bit more risky than putting it in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, is there a downside of putting it in the bag? Does it not?
Does Hex know of a downside?
Yeah.
Of a possible interaction?
Not that she knows of. Then again, A, she's not the full embodiment of Hex, and B, she's never put it into a bag of holding.
Wait,
let's not put it in a
take
bag
my
of
bag
holding
of
for now.
Alright, well.
How about we just put it in a backpack?
The backpack of holding.
Do you have a lead box by any chance? Lead inlined?
It's just
convenient.
Small lead box. Or, small, pretty big actually.
Okay.
I'm talking
put it in lead box.
My torso.
Can you invent it with straps on the back that might be more convenient while you're at it.
And she like
Yeah.
adds two like metal chainish straps.
Beautiful. Thanks. Hey, I'm thinking about our backs here. Yeah, I'm thinking future fucking days here because that shit's gonna be heavy.
Think about the back of who's got to carry that. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. We're fucking days away. We're gonna have to walk.
Yes.
You're now gonna have a back of holding.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Have you worked on any
That's
new
DM damage
magic?
right there.
Yeah, indeed.
I have not. Not that you like. No, I have
And
not.
comprehend. It's like,
I mean, I have magic that you can't comprehend. That's true.
eh, can I have your autograph?
Really?
She just like kind of conjures up a piece of paper with like her symbol on it, which is like two wands crossed.
Awesome. Just awesome. And I put it away. Wow.
No one's ever asked me for my autograph before. That's a new one.
Like the embodiment of arcane knowledge,
Mm.
power.
That actually brings up a good question. Why do you have an autograph? I feel like you would never have a need for it. Or did you actually ever walk like that?
Humanoids
plane?
gave me symbols.
Mm.
And to be fair, like the original deities in Solas and Luna and the original embodiment of godhood, Dea, were technically created from humanoids. And then gave their powers to 12 who became the Duodecim.
Two
Fair
more
enough.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
If at any point in time I come back to here
Mm-hmm.
and I stay for a prolonged time here,
Mm-hmm.
can you transfer some of your knowledge to me?
Possibly.
Second question. What is the God's gift?
Fair question.
You
Yeah.
notice how she kind of like, give me a second, and she conjures up something, and you see like a couple of curtains like kind of appear in front of her. You wait for a couple of seconds, and you hear how she's like literally just taking off something. At which point, a couple of seconds pass, the curtains disappear, and she's holding this like cloak. This like kind of mage-ish looking cloak in front of her, and she just hands it to whomever will take it.
I mean, Jed, be my guest. You've been the most
Hunter item, mine.
You know what,
So-
Sequida? I like your cloak.
No offense, Sekura. For once, Jed is faster.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, I've been drinking this wine that Tex gave me, so I don't. Yeah, I'm going to be slower.
True.
I don't have identify prepared. Could you give me the details, please? Otherwise, I'm sitting here for 10 minutes like an idiot.
The Cloak of Graciousness.
Good gracious.
So, you know, same yada yada yada, cannot be attuned by demons, will return to yada yada yada, blah blah blah.
Yep. Classic.
This armor, cloak, whatever, was handcrafted and infused by Hex to give those who attuned to it an additional boost in their magical capabilities. First of all, it is treated as +1 studded leather armor. However, any creature attuned to the armor is also proficient with it. So 13 base AC. Pretty much you get mage armor with no background. Second of all, whenever you finish a long rest, you may choose a spell which level is equal or lower to your proficiency bonus. You are capable of casting. Yeah, at this point, 4th or lower. You are capable of casting that spell once that long rest.
Wait,
You do
just any spell?
Any spell. As long as it is
Shit.
4th level
Shit.
or lower.
So it doesn't have to be in their particular class's list. It can just be
No,
any.
and it is also treated at this point as being cast at 4th level.
So it's
different
like
question.
like a Mystic Arcanum from Warlocks.
Pretty much. Yes.
Yeah, or a magical secrets from Bard. But my question is, what if you cast like a spell specific to bards, for example, Dissonant Whispers, but Jed would cast it? Would it use intelligence or would it use charisma still?
Oh, right. I actually forgot to mention this item can only be attuned by people who have are at least capable of casting one spell, and it will use your spell casting modifier.
And if you're multi-classing, you can choose, I assume.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Yeah,
wow,
so like Jed would
everyone,
be in, use charisma, me would be wisdom, so on and so forth.
everyone
Jed would be
here can
intelligence.
use that, surprisingly.
Yeah.
enough. Wow.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Is
Valkyrie and
light
Jed
armor,
would use
so it would be the-
intelligence, Ryu can
yeah.
choose between wisdom and charisma, Shiloh would use charisma, Sekiro would use wisdom.
Yeah.
So I can just go. So
Oh, and
Anyone-
it increases your no it doesn't. Never mind. Sorry, I'll be quiet. It's a plus one.
that's
It's a plus one. It's just a plus one armor. Sorry.
it's a +1 armor.
Yep.
Just a +1 armor,
And it increase something.
And that.
eventually. Right.
Eventually.
So I can just cast Death Ward if I wanted to.
For example, that is a 4th level spell, yeah. God damn, we're gonna have to fucking think about the fuck we're gonna take as a 4th level spell as a thing that is like
so
useful.
strong.
Mhm.
It's like
you know
it's-
exactly what I'd choose.
it's strongest on Sakura actually.
Oh wait, no, I am mistaken. No, sorry. This also increases your dexterity and
Spell cost.
dexterity modifier, or your
By
dexterity
1.
and your dexterity maximum by 1. Sorry, this is the
Nice.
dex increasing item. What the fuck am I doing? The other one's the +1 bow. God.
I'm surprised that she has a +1 dex thing. You would think it would be intelligence based considering her whole shtick, but
Nope.
Yeah.
She's an elven
I-
god, therefore.
I think
Dex.
for Lars' sake, don't give it to me. Because if I can use something as a 4th level or lower, any spell,
What would you choose?
Crater invisibility.
no.
No,
Someone
no, no,
great-
no.
someone
I
great.
know
No,
what
no, no.
he's gonna choose.
Greater Steed?
yeah,
Is
I
it-
would assume- no.
Ray of.
It's 4th level spell.
Is it
No!
something?
No! Sakura cannot attune to the item! New rule! Fuck you!
Ray of
No!
something?
Sickening Radiance.
No!
Sickening Radiance, yes! Please do!
Oh, it's back, baby!
It's the most
It's
broken
been
shit.
gone for a whole year. It's back once more. You made a mistake, Lars.
I didn't make diddly fucking squat.
We're gonna
Well-
screw you again.
To be fair, it would probably be the best because it's light armor as well. So someone with a high dex is gonna have most use out of it.
Technically,
Yeah.
20 dex
whoever is
already,
attuned
so-
to it immediately gets it. It just gives you 13 AC. Plus dex.
Also, do you have to prepare the spell at a long rest, or can you just decide as long as you have the charge, you can be like,
No,
oh,
at the
I'm gonna cast
start,
this spell.
so when you finish a long rest, you have to choose the spell, and then you can cast it the entire day.
Yeah, you have to prepare it basically. Okay.
Just once.
Yeah,
Just
but every
once.
long rest, you can switch the spell.
Yeah.
Does anyone have Revivify prepared?
No. Fuck.
Seems
that
like
a
a good spell to
thing?
start with.
It would be a good spell
You
to
do
start.
still have to pay like
Yeah.
the material components and shit like that.
We
Like,
do have a lot of shit normally.
We have a lot of diamonds.
I know. I'm just saying
saying,
it does not
yeah.
replace
Yeah.
the material components.
That's fair.
Radius doesn't use materials.
Fuck you.
And it's fucking broken.
Do
All
we
right, that
gain
was the
the-
campaign.
Do we gain the idea that it can be like
Yes.
it can hold a lot more power?
Yes.
Okay.
You get the
Sakura,
sense that it
do-
has not infused all of the magic that it can.
Sakura, do you have +1 armor on you at the moment?
I am wearing studded leather, yes.
Yeah, normal or greater? +1.
Studded leather. Just base studded leather.
I'm
Oh,
surprised
wow.
you didn't get that upgrade actually.
I haven't actually thought about it for a while for some reason.
I
Fair,
think you're
fair.
the only
Cool.
one of us not wearing a +1 armor.
I still have 17 AC, so it's
Well, yeah, but you're wearing light armor. What would it matter, really?
I mean, just having 18 AC would be
That was-
nicer, but
I think Sakura can use it for now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there's a limitation on it. If there was like a spellcasting limitation on it, would have probably been better on Jet. But since it's like just any spell and anyone can cast it
Yeah.
with no downsides, it might as well put it on the half caster. Because like if anyone can cast the spells that we need, whether it be Death Ward or Great Invisibility or Revivify or Sickening Radiance, it can be cast by anyone. So might as well just have it be used by someone that can use the dexterity bonus, I suppose. I mean, it's never wasted on anyone. Dex is like an amazing stat, but you know.
The only thing, if one were to cast Sickening Radiance, like Sequida has a 14 wisdom or 16.
Oh
and
yeah,
I have a
that
22.
The DC would be pretty low.
Yeah, that is fair. I mean, we would probably more use it as like a
Or Death Ward and Revivify.
Death
It doesn't
Ward
give
Revivify.
it doesn't give a shit about it, but
Yeah, something like that. And once we get to level, I think it's 13 or 12, we could get Raised Dead.
yes. Hex, what is your favorite spell?
Ooh.
Meteor Swarm.
What did you say?
Meteor Swarm.
Oh, wow. That's something I've only heard about in Legends, honestly.
Do you want
Can
me to
you
show
read
you?
it? Yes, please.
Okay, who's going to be my target?
Can you do it like very? I've heard it's like fucking destroy city, so do it like very far into the distance.
Yeah, that you're not going to see anything if I do that.
Yeah, but I don't want it to land on me.
That's not my problem.
Sequida, how good is
Actually,
your deck save?
Jed.
It's fine, right?
No, Jed, can you actually cast Leomund's Tiny Hut? The thing is invincible, right?
Yeah.
Give me
We
10
can have, like,
seconds. Yeah.
Are we? How stable is your thing? I feel like we're risking our life for this, just to see a light show at this point.
Jed,
I don't
what you
want to be
doing?
part of this.
Oh, fuck it. I need to do this. I ritual casts Leomund's Tiny Hut.
Cool. Okay. You are now inside a tiny hut.
Then I
Are we gonna
inspect.
fucking?
Then I inspect my Leomund Tiny Hut.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like-
It's a Lehman's tiny hut.
Yeah. Give me a second. I need to see
Can it take
a meteor swarm.
a meteor swarm?
Technically, it's invincible, right?
I'm not going to
Spell
respond to
stronger.
that question.
Spells
I'm
and
pretty
other
sure.
magical
Hey.
effects can't extend through the domes.
Hey,
Yeah.
you don't know what the rules are in this realm.
True. Okay, Hex. If you were to cast Meteor Swarm on my puny dome,
Mm-hmm.
would the puny dome stand?
How about we try that out?
Yes. One last.
And this was the
Another
moment
incoming
Chet died.
TPK. Let's go.
So you all staying inside the dome?
I'm sure as fuck not leaving. Like, I'm not sure as fuck not standing outside of it.
Okay.
If I'm gonna fucking.
That's the fire damage.
I can
I was
absorb
about to
that.
say that wouldn't one shot me, but Jesus Christ.
That's the bludgeoning damage.
You have more damage?
Hey, Jed, could you please make me an intelligence check?
Let me add. Oh, fuck! I'm not gonna. I'm gonna add a bullshit point to it.
Okay.
20 flats.
20.
Is it a check?
Yeah, it's a check.
Arcane deflection.
Save would have been a deck save.
Nope.
Cool. 20. You are capable of placing the dome in such a manner that the explosion of a giant meteor, even if it goes underneath it, you would not die. Because if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't have a floor. Which means, in theory, it could go underneath it and blow up. But it doesn't. So you all look as she just like points her finger up to the sky, and you all like look for a couple of seconds and think, this is anticlimactic. At which point you just see a giant fucking meteor.
Oh, that's getting bigger. Oh, that's getting fucking bigger.
I hope it holds.
You see
Buddy,
this
if
giant
it doesn't,
meteor
I'm gonna
just
fuck myself.
blast against the teeman's tiny hut, which, like, it shakes quite a lot, quite vividly, but it holds. And you see this giant explosion happen, at which point you notice that, like, the meteor's gone, and you see the fire, and you're like, okay, that was at which point you notice that 3 others kind of, like, slammed down in other locations. It's like,
Best day of my life.
Well, probably never going to see this again, huh? Holy shit.
do you want me to respond to that?
It was a rhetorical question more than anything, really.
Yeah, just
Please don't ever again. Especially not when we're not in here.
Does a hemisphere have a floor?
I don't remember.
Because otherwise I can do it with Wall of Force as well.
Sure. But you're safe.
Hot
It's fine.
damn. PAX. Best day of my life.
Holy shit.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
The second
As-
best day, I forgot about my wife. But
As a
second best day of my life.
And people call me an evil god. I don't know why.
well, as a arcane mage myself, especially of the evocation kind, that is quite something to see.
Can you
Holy shit.
banish me? I've never been banished before.
What?
I know it's a thing.
Do you
Can
have?
you banished itself?
Yeah,
You're
from
banished
relics.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Magical banishment.
That I actually can't.
Interesting.
Why?
I have no idea.
Huh. Blame
Huh.
shift.
Weird, because literally every single one of us can do that now with your God's Gift. You would have. You never thought about using it yourself?
Nope. I can't
No
do it.
offense. Like I'm just saying. like-
Remember, I can't get out of this plane.
Yeah, but you can banish me, right?
Even that apparently is not allowed for some weird reason, because that would affect my magic. It would be outside of my plane.
Whoa.
There.
So I can't actually do that. Same way that I can't plane shift.
Huh.
I can
Can we
teleport. but-
banish? Can we banish you?
No.
Okay, it's fine.
Don't think we would ever be able to get her to do it anyway.
Even
You're
if I allowed
You're
it.
magical. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was about to say like you're probably able to resist it rather easily.
Even if I
One
allowed it.
plane, home plane anyway, so
Nothing would
it
happen.
go anywhere.
One last stand question.
Hmm.
Can you please cast me a spell, and I will try to counterspell it. Just don't kill me. It can
Honestly, I want to join in on that. I actually want to try as
Yeah.
well. At this point, I'm just curious. I'm able to do it. I've never even counterspelled anything before in my life. I'm fucking. This is like
But
right.
before they do that, I do really need to go now. It's
Oh,
getting late.
how dare you?
Yeah, unfortunately, but I do have things I need to do.
No, you
be. I'm
don't.
just gonna.
You have D&D to
Catch you
play,
later,
Lee.
Yes.
Take care. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye, buddy.
Bye.
Ciao,
See you later,
guys.
guys.
What do you do?
Yeah, it's the last thing I want to do. As well as just can I counterspell something from God?
Yeah, I would like to try as well. Actually,
Okay.
Or can you cast like
She's just gonna cast random
Like
and insert a random 8th level spell here.
oof?
Actually,
Oh,
no.
no, it's done.
Sorry. She's just gonna cast another meteor swarm. She can do that.
Can you, yeah, but can you like not kill me with it?
Yeah.
I didn't say I was gonna target you.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna try and do the same. I'm just gonna like wait until I see it and then be like,
Block. Counterspell.
I'm gonna try it as well.
Okay. Go for it, guys.
Right. So what are we rolling now? Is it just
I think for you it's a
D20
charisma
plus-
check. Yeah, charisma check,
Yeah.
and for Jed, I think it's an intelligence check.
okay? So it's just +5. I mean, it's a
What level are you casting it at?
Third base.
yeah 30
because
as well.
pff, it's the same anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna fail.
Yes.
Okay. The meteor swarm just goes through.
Oh, she has a high as fuck thing.
Oh no, that has nothing to do with it. Jet, as you look, you just kind of see how she like also kind of wiggles her finger and counterspells your counterspell.
Lovely.
She's petty as shit, boy.
Big thumbs up. 2 thumbs up.
She's petty as fucking shit, boy.
Nice. Can you try to psychic cleanse me?
Make a wisdom
You want
saving
to
throw.
die?
It's
Or
an
intelligence
intelligence
saving
saving
throw.
throw.
Well, you do have a +4 to your thing. And we're technically also next to Shiloh, so
Yeah, you're fine.
still take half damage.
No, you don't take damage. It's a specific
Yeah.
spell.
Oh, is it?
Lovely. Awesome. Great meeting you.
Wow, what an
You're
experience.
weird. You're very
We
weird.
all are, honestly.
Nice.
Clearly. Well, with that, do you want the cord or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She kind of like just goes towards the center of the arena, puts her hand onto the floor, and you actually see how like water starts to like pour out of the arena all of a sudden. Seemingly from nowhere. It just seems to come from under the ground and like flood up, and it starts to form into a shape. You actually notice how it seems to form into the shape of an actual heart. And it actually even seems to like beat. But it seems to be made of ice. It seems to be frozen solid. And she just goes up to you. Careful, it's cold. And gives it to whomever will take it.
Well, we have the lead box, don't we? So
Yeah,
like,
puts it inside of the box.
thank you.
Be careful.
Right.
Don't die
So
with that.
Then you shouldn't give it to me. I have a bad experience with.
Then give it to someone
Dying.
else.
All right, who hasn't died yet? Sakura.
I don't have enough string.
Well.
Can you try?
No.
I'm assuming any kind of divination.
Not
magic
outside
doesn't
of this dome, anyway.
Yeah. Assuming most divination magic doesn't work then like that. If it's outside of her thing.
Divination magic also doesn't work inside here. Like from the outside to the inside.
Yeah.
Sad, because otherwise I would ask you to scry on my wife, but
I mean, we can scry on your wife and tomorrow.
if I had scrying.
Is
Three
scry
more,
5th level?
3 more
Yes.
levels, and then you can do it with the armor.
Actually, how
Yeah,
long
shit.
would it take for you to teach me a spell?
Scrying 10 hours. The actual
so-
time it takes you to learn the spell.
It's up to the party at this point. I have so many spells I need to learn.
And technically,
Can you-
because she's incapable of casting scry, she wouldn't be able to teach you scrying, technically.
That's fine. There are so many other spells you can learn. Like,
I mean, we can take like 1 day off, I think. Yeah, that would
Can
probably
we-
be fine if you need to learn something that you want to learn.
these.
And then the rest of you goes to the library and looks up shit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna like try and like work on that deciphering on the notes that I found earlier. See, I mean, it's just 10 hours. It's not gonna give me like a lot of info, but I can like get like some progression on it, see what I can find.
Okay, sure. How about we call the session here, and you guys tell me how much downtime you want in this place.
Not too long. We are in fact on a small timer.
It's fine, Ryu, it's fine.
Because, you
We
know,
have wars to do.
because
What did we get ourselves into now? That's the only thing that Shiloh has to say for
What-
this entire.
One more question. Can she create magical ink?
no. No, I don't think so. I'd have to check that.
Please do, because otherwise I don't need any downtime.
Yeah, there's nothing I can get there, to be fair.
Well,
I only have 100 gold pieces of magical ink. And that's a second level spell
Shouldn't be able
slot.
to do that. I'm thinking what spells would be able to do that.
Creation?
Is creation a spell?
It is a spell.
Or-
Isn't creation something that you need the raw materials for, and then you can make a finished product?
Wait, hold on. You pull wisps of shadow material from the Shadowfell to create a
that's
non-living object of vegetable matter. So Shadowfell's not is not a thing here.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just, and also you can't use it as another spell's material component. I know that it's not a spell, but
Would she be able to use the magnificent pigments to make small amounts of magical ink that are not worth more than 25 gold pieces?
So you're making ink into ink?
Yes. Pigment into ink.
I mean,
I think it's called
Marvelous
fabricate. Fabricate is a spell
Yes.
that
to magical.
fabricate.
Technically, she would be able to do that. I would assume.
Hmm.
Should be
Actually-
able to turn marvelous pigment into ink. And what was the spell you said, Ryan?
Fabricate, and in fact, it's 4th level. Even we can cast it, in like when you attune to the item.
Yes.
You convert raw. For example, you can fabricate a wooden bridge from a clump of trees. You'd still need the basic raw materials.
Yeah, choose raw materials that you see in range though. So
So like charcoal and shit like that. Which, I mean, this dimension has nothing in terms of
I
that kind of
have
items.
alchemy supplies.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to do there.
Some ink.
you know.
Anyway,
So
we will
Yeah.
figure that out
Yes.
next
Next
time.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
bye bye.
Bye 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 bye.